in every restaurant and every supermarket in America.
You can get all the fish you want, you have no idea where it's coming from. The government thought that if you brought in less fish, there would be more demand. It would hike the price up for fresh seafood. The consumer would desire fresh American seafood and want to pay a premium in order to get that fresh seafood. What they did not take into account was that the market was flooded with foreign seafood. Many of it frozen once, 2, 3, 4 times, all kinds of additives. As that fresh cod or that fresh seafood had less and less demand, it began losing its shelf space.
It's nothing better than eating fresh fish. When you start taking all that fish and consolidating it to the hands of a few people, then you're going to lose that connection, and you're going to lose that quality product that I bring in and people like myself bring in.
And it's the cheap stuff from overseas like tilapia and catfish that often takes its place, much of it farmed in unsanitary conditions. In fact, foreign seafood is rejected by U.S. inspectors at a higher rate than any other food product. And the #1 reason is filth.
Now we have this thing that can be grown anywhere. It can be grown in a 5-gallon bucket. And that's what people are eating, and that's what they think good fish is. When we have an ocean full of fish right here in this country, wild-caught seafood, an incredible food source. This country fishes under some of the strictest regulations in the world, and we fish sustainably, and we fish and follow these rules. No one cares more about this ocean than we
do. A lot of the leaders of the ground fish industry in New England have really been at war with the science for decades. And so you have this mistrust between the scientists and the fishermen, but the cod stock certainly crashed. I think it would be hard for anybody to credibly try and deny that.
Meanwhile, more and more foreign fish was flooding into the market. Much of it landed by factory ships with little regard for the impact on fish stocks. And thanks to cheap labor and transport costs, elaborate international supply chains became profitable.
They're catching fish and they're freezing it on board, shipping it to China, thawing it out, processing it, chemically treating it, refreezing it, shipping it back here.
And it's being used in many different products and cooked and overcooked, whatever it might be. So there's no truth in labeling when it comes to foreign fish coming into the United States.
Throughout the 1990s, NOAA